Welcome to this week's Market Signals prepared by Career Angels. This week we're summarizing week 30 of 2020. Now, what are market signals? Market signals is, market signals what we monitor, observe, analyze to see whether there are foreseeable trends so that we can accordingly advise our clients, be it companies or individuals. When you look at the numbers, one of the market signals that we track is the numbers of published job ads on LinkedIn. You might have heard this week that because of the drastic disappearance of job ads on LinkedIn, actually LinkedIn itself has decided to let go of 960 people worldwide. So even the platform has already seen changes, and they need to implement changes to react to what's going on in the job market. What do we see here in Europe? So we follow two indexes. Indices, index 18 since week 13. Those are 18 countries we have been tracking since mid-March. And index 36, so 36 countries we have been tracking since week 15. And the EU that we have been tracking since week 17. Now, for those who watched last week, you will see that we went from almost all red to almost all green numbers. What does that mean specifically? So in Europe, we also track the different regions: Visegrad, Baltics, Northern Europe, Southern Europe, Southeast Europe, Western Europe, the DACH region, and Benelux. And you can already see that some of the regions have rather drastic changes. But let's start with the winners of the week. For the fourth week in a row, the European Union has experienced a positive difference between week 17 and 30, which means plus 6%. The numbers are starting to rise again after 2 weeks of downfall, so that's good. All regions experienced a positive difference between week 29 and 30. The best result was noted in Northern Europe, plus 11.35%. The winners of the week, in a week 15 to 30 comparison, are again same as last week's. No surprise here, the Baltics and the Visegrad countries. The country with the biggest increase in percent was Norway. They have seen an increase of plus 132.88% in published job ads on LinkedIn, which is great. And one of the highest results of week 15 and week 13 comparison was Estonia with plus 65.38%. Then we see here the Benelux countries. All of the countries except for Luxembourg see better results in week 30 than week 15. And an interesting fact, Southeastern Europe remains the most diverse region in Europe. And I mean, you can see the pictures say more than 1,000 words. Now to the losers of the week. Between week 15 and 30, Southern Europe noted the biggest decrease in the number of published job ads on LinkedIn out of all the regions, which is minus 18%. The worst result since last week, and please don't laugh, is Western Europe with plus 3.14%. So for the first time, I don't have to say it's minus, but the worst result is still a positive result, so we are definitely going in the right direction, so that's very good. The country that noted the biggest negative change was Sweden, minus 33.3%. The biggest negative difference in Moldova with minus 16%. Good. If you are in one of those countries where it's drastic, where job ads are not coming back or not yet, then I recommend you get in touch with Career Angels, especially if you're a senior candidate looking for a job. You can request with us a CV report, so you send us your CV that we'll have a look at and assess objectively, or you can ask us for a confidential career consultation. Then some, of course, might say, well, but it's summer. Is that really a good moment to look for a job? This summer is different than the summers before. We have been in a partial to full lockdown for the last 3 to 4 months, which means that business needs to catch up, and there are a lot of companies. I mean, if there is a reason for the job ads to increase over the summer instead of decrease, a lot of companies need to hire professionals, managers, executives to start work in September, on October 1st, November 1st. So that's actually one of the few summers where we can say it's actually a good time to be looking for a job and doing so proactively. If you want to know where to find job ads, curated job ads for experienced managers, you can visit us on LinkedIn, and you can actually find our group on LinkedIn called Hidden Job Market for experienced managers in Europe. This week we have found almost 40 gems. For example, INSEAD in France is looking for a director of total rewards and HR services, Avantor for a director planning Europe, or HOMAG for a finance director. All of those roles that we select and publish weekly on the Hidden Job Market are roles that are published in English, irrespectively of the country they are based in. There is a big likelihood for those companies to allow international candidates into the recruitment process. Good. If you want to have more input, more daily content, you can follow our company page on LinkedIn, or follow our showcase page called Market Signals for daily updates on how the European job market is doing. See you next week.